Most men think attraction is about looks, money, or status. That's the illusion that keeps the average man stuck in failure and quiet rejection. But what actually drives female desire isn't what you've been told. It's built on 4 invisible forces, rooted in emotional biology, psychological games, and invisible power. And once you see them, you'll stop chasing and start choosing. If you miss even one of these, you'll keep playing her game, without ever touching her mind. If this kind of truth is rare for you to hear, and it's already shifting something inside, consider sharing it. Someone out there might need it more than you imagine. Let's unpack the first reason most men ignore, and the one that secretly makes a woman feel safe enough to surrender. First reason, the hidden gate to her body. Let's start where most men fail, right at the door. If she doesn't feel emotional safety, nothing else matters. Not your car, not your looks, not even your confidence. Her body has a built-in system that filters who can get close. And that filter is rooted in the same instinct that tells her whether she survive the experience or be emotionally destroyed by it. This isn't about logic. It's about ancient, silent, biological defense. Think about it. You don't hand a loaded gun to someone with shaky hands, right? Women feel the same way when it comes to their vulnerability. When a man shows male fragility, when his emotions wobble under pressure, she doesn't feel safe, she feels exposed. She may smile, she may nod, but something inside closes. Fast. She's wired to protect herself, and you just failed the first invisible test. Now here's the part no one tells you: emotional safety is not about being nice. It's not about being available or texting her every morning. It's about firmness. It's about being so anchored in yourself that her storms don't shake you. If she cries, you stay grounded. If she tests you, you don't flinch. If she withdraws, you don't chase. You hold presence. That's the kind of man her emotional biology knows how to trust. One of the fastest ways to radiate emotional mastery is to slow down your reactions. Most men react too fast, defending, explaining, proving, but power lives in stillness. So next time she throws a passive-aggressive comment, try this. Say nothing. Hold her gaze. Breathe. Let her feel your calm presence. That moment of silence can scream louder than 1,000 arguments, and her nervous system will feel it. Want something to practice today? Stand in front of a mirror. Say nothing. Just look at yourself for 1 full minute without fidgeting, laughing, or adjusting. What you're training is your consistency, your ability to hold space without escaping discomfort. That same discipline will show up in your posture, your speech, your timing. And whether she knows it or not, her body will notice. Because that's how women feel leadership. And that's the first brutal truth. Women don't sleep with the loudest man in the room. They sleep with the one who makes them feel safe in silence. If you can master this without saying a word, you've already passed the first gate. But here's the twist. Once she feels safe, she doesn't want peace. She wants fire. And that's where most men lose her. Second reason, the chaos she craves. You thought she wanted peace, stability, a calm life with no drama. And sure, emotional safety is what opens the door. But peace alone doesn't keep her there. The hard truth is that after safety, what triggers female desire is emotional intensity. Not predictability, not politeness, intensity. Think roller coaster, not railroad. If her heart never skips a beat around you, her body eventually stops responding altogether. Here's what most average men get wrong. They think being stable means being flat. No edge, no mystery, no polarity. And she might respect that briefly, but she won't crave it. The feminine nervous system is wired for unpredictability. Not chaos in the toxic sense, but contrast, light and dark, warm and cold, soft and sharp. That contrast stimulates adrenaline, and adrenaline feeds visceral attraction. It's the same reason people get hooked on gambling. They don't know when the win is coming, but they feel it might. That unknown creates emotional stakes. And in relationships, the psychological game is no different. One day you're present and direct, eyes locked like fire. The next, you're more distant, focused, unavailable. That fluctuation isn't weakness. It's invisible power, because it keeps her nervous system alert, alive, awake. This doesn't mean playing games to manipulate her. It means you stop trying to be permanently pleasing. Instead, you become emotionally rich. You let her feel your range. You show up fully in one moment, and the next, you're in your zone, building your life, letting her come find you. That balance between attention and self-direction is what makes your presence addictive. It's not about being cold. It's about being full spectrum. Want to practice? For one day, stop over-explaining. Don't justify your silences. Let your energy speak instead of your words. Observe her reaction. At first, she might seem confused or even irritated. That's normal. Most men spoon-feed women emotional validation. But the man she remembers is the one who made her feel, even if she couldn't explain why. That's the blueprint of masculine adaptation to her emotional biology. Now here's where it gets dangerous. Most men think once they've triggered desire, it will stay. But what she wanted at 22 isn't what you want at 32. And that's where the third brutal reason begins, where desire starts to mutate and your entire strategy needs to evolve or it dies. Third reason, the stage she's in. Here's something most men don't realize. Her female desire isn't fixed. It evolves with time. What excites her at 21 might repulse her at 35. It's not a game. It's emotional biology in motion. If you ignore this, you'll use the wrong approach on the wrong woman and face rejection that feels random. But it's not random. Her stage of life is silently running the show. At 20, she's drawn to chaos. Risk, the man who feels like a rebellion. A guy who ignores the rules, lives fast, and doesn't promise forever. That's because at that age, her instincts scream that she has room to explore. This is female survival at work. Seek experience now, worry about consequences later. If you show up too stable, too soon, you become invisible. By 30, everything flips. The same man who once turned her on now feels like a threat. Why? Because now her instinct seeks structure, not stimulation. She wants signals of firmness, vision, and the ability to earn respect, not just spark adrenaline. If you're still acting like the party guy, she'll swipe left before you open your mouth. It's not personal, it's primal adaptation. Now here's where it gets tricky. Some women hit 40 and crave chaos again, but a more refined version. They want to feel alive, not bored. If she's already built a life of order, she'll be secretly looking for the man who reminds her what it's like to feel reckless again without wrecking her world. If you understand this, you stop guessing and start reading the room with precision. Here's what you can do today. Next time you talk to a woman, don't focus on her age, focus on her energy. Is she seeking safety or chasing sparks? Is she grounded or restless? Her vibe will tell you what her body is ready for. This is masculine adaptation in real time, adjusting your delivery without changing your core. That's high-level attraction skill few men ever develop. And now that you understand her shifting needs, let's get into the final lever of female sexuality, the one that overrides looks, money, and even timing. It's the reason she'll chase you even when she swore she wouldn't. If this is opening your eyes to things no one ever explained before, do your part. Drop a like, leave a comment, or send this to a brother who needs to hear it. That one action could be the start of someone else's turning point. Fourth reason, the irresistible pull. This reason isn't about charm or status. It's about gravity. Some men walk into a room and women feel it. This one isn't optional. That's inevitability. It's not about forcing anything. It's the vibe that says, you'll end up here, whether you plan to or not. It's raw, invisible power. And when it's real, it bypasses her logic. She stops thinking and starts feeling. Women don't sleep with men they pity. They sleep with men they respect. Not men who chase them, men who make them chase a little. The average man tries too hard to be chosen. But the man she can't resist, he doesn't try, he exists. He's planted in his purpose, unfazed, detached. That's what creates the emotional tension she can't explain. You don't need to speak more. You need to reveal less. Let her fill in the blanks. Let her wonder. Mystery triggers her instinct in ways flattery never could. If she knows everything about you too soon, you're done. But if she senses something beneath the surface, she leans in. That's emotional architecture, and it's how you earn her curiosity and her skin. Want to test this? Next time you talk to a woman, pause more. Let silence stretch just 1 extra second. Look her in the eye without softening your gaze. Don't fill every gap. Hold your space. Watch what happens. Her emotional biology will light up, not because you impressed her, but because you didn't need to. Stoicism isn't emotional coldness, it's control. When you don't flinch under pressure, you signal dominance without saying a word. When your energy is still, she feels safe and intrigued at the same time. That's how emotional safety and adrenaline coexist. And that combo? That's rare. Rare is irresistible. Rare is unforgettable. Rare gets her into your world and into your bed. So now you've seen 4 reasons, each one more primal than the last. The question is, do you keep waiting for the right moment? Or do you finally become the man she has no choice but to choose? 5th reason, she sleeps with power, not potential. Let's say it plainly. Women don't sleep with potential. They sleep with power. Not the loud kind. Not the I make 6 figures kind. The kind of power that moves quietly. When a man owns who he is, without asking for permission or validation, he becomes magnetic. Women don't choose that man. They respond to him. That's emotional mastery in its final form. You can have average looks, no six-pack, drive a beat-up car, and still be that man. Because it's not about presentation, it's about presence. She feels it in the way you enter a room, in the way you answer a question without flinching, in the way you say no without explaining. That's what separates firmness from neediness. One commands respect, the other begs for scraps. This is where most men lose the game. They think women want improvement projects. No, they want certainty. They want to feel they're stepping into something solid, not something that might be someday. And this doesn't mean you need to be perfect. It means you need to walk like a man who knows where he's going, even if the road's not paved yet. So here's a simple challenge. Stop overpromising. Say less. Show more. Lead with your energy, not your excuses. Next time you're tempted to impress, don't. Let her experience your presence. Let her emotional intensity spike from the unknown. That's what builds the edge. That's what turns monotony into mystery. That's what makes her say, I don't know why, but I want him. By now, you've seen that female desire isn't about words. It's not about being safe or exciting or rich. It's about being real. Real, anchored, and unshakable. Combine emotional safety, unpredictability, timing, and inevitability, and you've got the recipe. Miss one, and you fall back into the crowd. But master all 4, and she won't even consider anyone else. Now it's your move. You can keep wondering why things don't click, why she ghosted you, why the spark died. Or you can rewire everything you thought you knew and become the man who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, and doesn't lose. The man who chooses. Now you know. These aren't just dating tips. They're the invisible levers behind every yes you've ever gotten, and every no you never understood. If you apply this, you'll stop begging for validation and start commanding it without a word. But if you ignore it, you'll keep repeating patterns that drain your energy, your time, and your confidence. So let me ask you, which one of these reasons hit you hardest? Which one exposed a blind spot you've been avoiding? Drop your answer in the comments right now, and if you're ready to take ownership of your presence, type this: I choose power over potential. Say it like you mean it. Say it so your future self can look back and thank you. And listen, if you've stayed with me all the way through, thank you deeply. That means you're one of the few willing to look beyond the surface. So if this video spoke to something in you, something raw, real, and ready to evolve, don't keep it to yourself. Like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and make sure you subscribe with notifications on. This isn't just content, it's a code, and we're just getting started.